Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Helix from CZT Suzanne McNeill. This is another kind of oldie but goodie, sort of, and I just thought, you know what, we have not done this one, and it's nice to have some. Nice to have some like big spiral type tangles like this. All right, and so it starts off with a spiral. Now, let's see, I'm going to start mine a little lower than normal because I always seem to end up, well, it actually doesn't matter. I want to fill in the gap here. And I keep having to tell myself to do that, and then sometimes it still doesn't work. So, starting small, kind of close together, and going slow helps. And then as you're going around, we're getting bigger and or farther away and farther away is probably the better way to say it. We can leave it like that. And see, this is where my challenge is like, well, but you know what? We can go off the page. It's all good. Could even follow it around if you wanted to, using the hollabout technique. We'll just see what we decide to do. All right. So once you have your spiral in place, then starting at the center again, orbs. We're putting orbs in carefully. Trying not to go too big, too fast, and then also working to keep them around, having the line be the center. That's what I'm trying to say. And then also have them be round. That's why we call them orbs, because circles too much pressure. And you know what? If you don't get it exactly, it's still okay. And so as you are going along, and I find that I have to kind of do a self check. It's like, whoa, wait, let's make a little bit bigger. So they might go around, kind of the same size for a little while, but if you can, make it gradual. And okay to leave a gap in the middle. That was one of the things I just kind of had to double check as I was playing with it. It's like, well, yep, there's space in the middle there. And just continuing as you go and just making them bigger and bigger. This is actually, it's a nice meditative tangle because you really have to put your focus on those couple things. And if you notice, I'm starting like on the line and then coming out and around, so that way at least I'm on the line and touching the orb before it. Um, and that, you also could think of it, if it helps, think of it as curve line, curve line. You just don't have to pick up your pen. And I can start going bigger and bigger. I think also if you can get the spiral a little tight, tighter in the middle, and then it widens as it goes out. I think that might also help for the illusion that we're doing, right? So even if they don't necessarily get a lot bigger, and here these ones I'm going to do it the opposite way around because I'm going to kind of go, well, this one, no, I'm going to squeeze it right in there. But if you're going off of the page like that, it's just better to start below. Oh, looks like that one I can fit in too. And, well, let's see. Just continue that right off the page while we're at it. or whichever way you want it to go. It doesn't matter. All right. Then the next step, you have choices. And you'll want to take a look at the For More Inspiration link, so that can give you some ideas on the choices. I think I'm just gonna fill mine in solid, but of course, getting down here in the base, I'm going to keep with my little 01 tip. Now, one thing, I started on this side because I wanted to neaten it up a little bit. I don't know if this one really, the only thing you could course correct is the side that you're filling in on, if you need to use that as a corrective. And what we're doing, I'm just doing it, I'm not talking. We're alternating. So whatever side you start on, the next orb, fill in the opposite. And then you just keep going and alternating as you go around. Now, some of the ideas as I'm doing this, well, and you could combine things too, because she has it like this where it's just filled in solid. Has one that's where it's filled in solid on the one side, and then she has some lines. So, lines coming off on the other side. That's kind of neat. So you could do two patterns if you want to. She has one. I mean, I told you to go look, but I'm going to tell you what's there. She had one where she filled in all the orbs, and added a little shine to it, and that's neat as well. But really, it's up to your imagination and what you feel like doing. Oh, and then one where well, if you have been following my videos, and I talk about how you can disguise the grid line, and that would be, oh, here I can do it on this. That would be, and so she has one pattern where she's done the lines on going on both sides. You could do it just on one side. The other ones she had were going the opposite directions. But it is just completely up to you how you might want to fill these in. And this too, the filling in, I know it depends on, like everything, depends on you and your personality style and all of that. Some people really don't like filling in. I like it. I like anything that's, repetitive and tedious. It's nice. But if you're looking to use Zentangle as a meditative aid, or just to relax, using this as you get the side effects of the meditative, the relaxation and all of that. This is a good one, and just kind of work. If you struggle with the filling in, maybe work to embrace it. That's one of the things that I've been doing with Zentangle, just myself, is embracing things that, like art, period, that have escaped me. And so always just a little nudge here or there on something. Here's something else you could do if you want to add shine to these. I mean, you could do something like that with them all the way around. I might do it a little bit smaller, but you could. I'm not going to do it just on that one. Let's see. I think I can move to the one now. If it's too small, because it's really hard to fit into the corners with this tip of this graphic one. Sorry, that's a bit blurry. Oh, it's just because it was close up. That's why. I was like, wait a minute, did it move? This camera's been moving on me. I probably need to invest in a new one someday. We started looking down that path, but sometimes it just gets confusing. And you're like, oh no, we tried something, and it was like, yeah, that doesn't work. not for the way I wanted it to work. So I was like, oh, all right, well, okay. Stick to what works. Sometimes that's just better. And I am doing these a little bit sloppy. I'm going to come back and tidy it up. I just don't want to. I don't want to cause myself some extra problems by going outside of these lines more than I might want to. Now, this is something where, I mean, depending on the space that you have, you could, if it's on the side that you're filling in, that is something maybe that you could do, is you could extend it out a little bit if you feel the need to, because say you didn't quite get it halfway, or it just really needs to be moved just a smidge. That's always a good thing. All right, and actually, I don't think that she put any shading in here. I'm thinking about that right now as I'm doing, and as I tidy up. But you know what? While I'm doing this and tidying up, let me tell you. Actually, I keep forgetting to start with this. If you really enjoy Zentangle, and you want to hang out with a bunch of crazy Tangle addicts, we have a private Facebook group, and the link is in the description section. I put this at the end, and I know myself, when I listen to somebody over and over again, and you kind of get their pattern. That's why I just kind of try to throw you for a loop, and change up my pattern. It's called a pattern interrupt, actually. So if you'd like to hang out with a bunch of really fun, amazing Tangle addicts, we would love to have you join us on Facebook if you happen to be on there. Like I said, the link is in the description section, and know that there's a couple membership questions to gain entry. I also have a link to my Facebook page for this, and if you want to follow me there, would love to have you do that. I do post most of my classes. I mean, I have a list of them on my website, which the link also description section. And I haven't been good even as of yet, and I really need to promote the classes on the blog. It's just so silly. I put a daily tangle out. That's what this is, and recaps to the classes, and I need to announce the classes themselves, like with some days notice. But if you follow on the Facebook, or there's some other places that I post them regularly. I do that where people can actually register it on. Well, yeah, on my blog. That's probably why I haven't, because there's not really a way to say click here to register to sign up. That's probably why. All right. So looking at this is neat. Actually, I just there's. But no, I'm not. I'm not going to tell you what else is on the. There's one other that I'm looking at on the for more inspiration link. Here's what you know what I'm gonna let's try this. I'm gonna put some graphite just right in the center. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. But you know what? We'll try. And I'm just thinking, just for something. Oh, yes. Good. I was just looking. I wasn't looking at the camera, and that's what I went. Oh, good. When I looked at it, because I was hoping that it would look neat. Oh, and see, and then I can take care of all this. My pencil's getting a little. I gotta get. Where's my? I have a little extender thing. I'm gonna have to employ it on this pencil. I couldn't quite grasp it. So I'm just putting some pencil on lightly because I didn't know exactly. Because I was just playing. I didn't know exactly how it was going to turn out. I had an idea. It turned out, I think, a little bit better than I was thinking. And I think I might go back down in the center. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, isn't that neat? You know what? It is a little darker down here anyway. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Sometimes you can get a neat effect from graphite, even if you're not really, well, like I've just done there. It's not really attached to anything. It's just in the center. I like it. I hope you do too. And if you did, click the like button. And if you, and while you're at it, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, I would love to have you be a subscriber. Um, and as I already mentioned, a lot of the stuff that's in the description section. So make sure you go there. Like I said, links to step outs. If you wanted, I mentioned classes briefly, but we have a lot of fun. I mean, I do have my own style, my own brand of Zen, and the group is amazing. We have a good number of regulars that come every week. Sometimes, because when I teach, I teach two times a week. Really, it's four because each day I do two sessions. It's the same content both times, and we have a good number that come to both because it's so much fun. And then you can try different things, and it's just really fun. Don't take it from me. On Thursdays, they're free, so come and join. I every once in a while I'll say it. I'll put this offer out there. If you don't like it, I'll give you double your money back. so so we would love to have you join us. It's just so Zentangle is so much fun, and so many of us we all get something maybe a little bit different out of it, but we get it's just amazing. It's just amazing, and then to get to know some other tanglers and it's just cool. Come join us. All right. So with that, I'm being at a loss for words. Um, with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.